Welcome back to the Marvel Movie Minute, a daily podcast in which we smash apart the films of the Marvel Cinematic Universe into 1-minute chunks so we can analyze them in scrupulous detail. I'm Kyle Olson from the Road to Infinity podcast.
Hey, and I'm Rob Cabasco, and when I was 5 years old, I stapled my thumb.
Wow.
I was young. I was trying to reload a stapler. We had a weird stapler, and I had my thumb right over the place where the staples come out, and then when I closed it, stapled it, looked at it, freaked out, ran to my father. My father grabbed it, pulled the staple out. There wasn't a lot of blood, but it scarred me for a little bit with staples and thumbs. It has a little bit to do with today's episode.
It does, yeah. I have a similar story, but mine was a lot more nightmare-inducing, so I won't go into it.
Okay.
Let's just stick with yours. All right, so we are on minute 8 of The Incredible Hulk from 2008, directed by Louis Leterrier. And so we pick up where we left off, which is Bruce is just fixed the conveyor belt for the bottling plant. It's now up and running, and then the plant manager, he named plant manager, they does not have a name, unfortunately, in the movie that we know, is having a conversation with Bruce about it. And so Bruce is telling him sort of what he needs to do in order to fix it. I don't speak Portuguese, so I couldn't exactly figure out what it was.
It's not subtitled, which means it's not relevant, right?
So he needs a resistor or some kind of thing on there, and he jokes around that he needs a new factory instead. And it's a nice reaction too when Bruce kind of goes, "Oh, okay," and he's sort of
okay. Now I want to say
we get to see how much Portuguese Bruce actually understands.
So one, we understand, that he can have a conversation.
Yep, he can understand it a lot more than he can speak it at this point.
I love this moment because you've set up all of this hard existence of Bruce Banner.
Yes, alone, isolated.
This is a tremendously human moment.
That's true.
Where he is talking to he's telling the plant manager, you need this. And the plant manager is like, oh, yeah, I need a new factory. I don't need a new part, right? Because he knows, right? And Ed Norton delivers this total genuine yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, you do. Yeah. And yeah, I love the fact that you get it. That you know this place sucks. Yeah. No, it's such an awesome little scene. And what I love is again, the humanity of it, that you're setting up that, he can still laugh and he can still get a joke, right?
Yeah.
That's even really good, language. Especially after you've seen what you've seen in the last 6 minutes, right?
Yeah, true.
So it's important, I think, to see that.
Yeah, it's fun. So this is interesting. There's an interesting time element here. So he says 5 months you've been helping me out like this. So if you do the math from 158 days since the last incident, that's a little over 5 months.
Right.
Depending on which months it has been. Obviously, we're seem to be in the heat here, but so that means that whatever happened, we don't know exactly what the incident was. It's never really revealed what the last time he turned into the Hulk was, but he ended up very close to or around this town and everything, and then very quickly got a job. So, I mean, good on him, because if he's been there for 5 months, it means he was only, from transformation to getting a job a couple weeks.
Right.
Which, wow. I've known people who have been out of work for 6 months looking for stuff, too, and Bruce, destroys something, now, presumably, and then walks into town and gets this job. So good on him.
Here's a couple things that I think you pull then from that is if that last transformation is what we talked about in a previous episode.
Yes.
Okay, a deleted scene. Mm-hmm. But let's say he shows up here and he's like, okay, what this shows you is that the economy here is pretty much a day-by-day thing, a very day laborer focus and things like that, a lot of things under the table. Here is a factory that is falling apart. Here is a guy who seemingly knows a little bit of mechanical fixing things. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, I'm here to just be helpful and to be in the shadows, pay me under the table, and don't ask questions.
Right. To walk in and just basically say, I can fix all this stuff. Here's all I ask you is that because the plant manager is trying to get him on payroll. And he said no. And so that would be more money. So, of course, you want more money. But no, the paper trail that comes along with that, that's going to be the problem when you have to start doing background checks and savings accounts and all those kind of things that you need. He can't have any of that. So he has to keep it on no, sorry, this is as far as I'll go with that. I'm just going to, I'll be your Fixit guy for as long as I can. And then obviously now they will start to find out why he's so cautious about stuff, because something terrible happens.
So they're having this really nice conversation. And the way this is done is jarring.
Yeah.
You're just thinking, oh, this is such a nice moment. It's a nice little moment, nice conversation. Yeah. And he catches his thumb.
Yeah. As he's closing up the controller that he had just opened up to fix, he catches his thumb with it, and then a drop of blood falls from his thumb, and we go into a CG sequence where the blood. It's a pretty nice shot. I mean, especially for 2008, this is a nice shot. I mean, obviously you can say about does it look like real blood or not? I don't know. It's like, but the tracking of the blood straight down through the grates,
yes,
all the way down, and then to the line, but then through a layer of steam,
right?
So you don't see where it lands,
right?
That's a really, really nice shot. I mean, in terms of like storytelling and everything too, and it looks really cool.
So props to the CGI artist because you really did, even the blurring and everything is well done. And there is a hit. It's actually not hidden. It's right there. It's not a drop of blood. It's 2 drops of blood that are kind of doing this nice little dance all the way down.
So that becomes important
because it's important as we will say.
Yeah, because when they split, they're gonna end up in different places. So they fall down and Bruce freaks out and basically starts calling out in English and Portuguese to stop the line, to stop, and really is running all the way through the facility, even though most people have no idea what's going on. I'm not even sure the plant manager knew what happened.
Oh no! Yeah,
like something happened, and then he immediately is calling for everything to stop, and they just and it wasn't until like a very a smart worker hears this and stops and does it. I looked online. I could not find out who this actor is. There's a bunch of uncredited, so I'm not sure who it is. But it's a great shot of.
For a moment, his face fills the screen.
Right.
Whoever the story this guy is.
Right.
Kudos, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's like showing it to his family, going, "Look!" There's a lot of people who have been in a lot of major movies that he's like, "Okay, if you look to the left, I'm the blur that's just over her shoulder." I have a friend who was an extra in a Miley Cyrus movie, and he's very clearly on screen, out of focus, because the focus is on her, and he's standing over her shoulder. I know it's him because I recognize him, but you would have no idea. This guy gets a great little shot. I hope they did a screen grab for him, and he has it hanging on his wall.
No, I hope so too, because
if you're in this movie and this is you, please contact.
Let us know. If you're the guy who shut off the bottling line, let us know because in minute 8,
that's right. Minute 8,
we totally it was nice. So obviously he's freaked out. Not to say that nobody cared, but they didn't really care. What could be so bad? What's the problem, right? So you got that whole imagery of him flipping out, and again this unknown. Mm-hmm. Not only is he flipped out just by hurting someone, maybe by coming in contact with his blood, he's flipped out because he doesn't want to be found.
Right. So there's 2 things going on there that he wants to have. So he runs and down, and they stop the line, and he searches the entire line, figuring out where it was. And then as he moves the bottle aside, he finds the drop of blood.
A drop of blood. So then he throws it up. But I can tell you that having had to every year to take the bloodborne pathogen training, this is not how you handle a blood drop. No.
I understand wiping out that, but no, you need to have that cleaned and sterilized, especially because these are bottles. This is beverages that are going out somewhere. I mean, much less what we're going to see in a couple seconds here. But when blood has run, there are, and I don't know, maybe down in Brazil at the bottling plant, they don't follow OSHA.
Okay, so a little bit of tidbit about the Food and Drug Administration and their regulations. So by law, there are certain things that are allowable in the packaging of food. Right, and I think it's everyone always knows this. You can kind of search on this. Yeah. The acceptable amount of grasshopper legs, right? Right. Because come on, right? You've got all these things. I don't believe there's an acceptable amount of human blood, at least not in the United States of America. So this is just a different situation.
Yeah. So obviously he finds the one blood, cleans it up, and then is totally relieved. Man, okay. Problem averted. No worries there. And then starts the line again, and even the plant manager's like, "What was that about?"
Oh yeah,
they cut to a shot of him okay, everything cool now,
fine, and everything is clearly cool. That's the end of minute 8.
Right,
everything's fine.
Right, everything's fine. He reaches in, pulls something out of his pocket, and we don't know what that is yet. So we won't find that out until the next minute.
Oh, so what else could happen?
That was close. There was a problem, but the problem is solved. everything is smooth sailing from here on out.
Remember, there were 2 drops of blood
falling. What happened to the other one?
In our next episode.
We'll find out in the next one. That brings us to the end of minute 8. We will find out what happened to that mysterious second drop in minute 9, and then we'll see what happens from there. If you like what we're doing, we have our own Patreon. That's right. We love doing this for you, but it'd be really nice if we wouldn't be going into the red doing it for you. So if you'd like to support us, you can go over to our website, to thenextreel.com/Patreon, and that'll link it to our Patreon account. You can support us. Even $1 a month would be hugely helpful, because web hosting is not free, unfortunately. So
not only that, but listen, you celebrate the great contributions of talented individuals who have made these movies across time.
That's true.
And there are Patreon exclusives.
That's right.
So get over there, check it out. We'd love to have you on board.
Stuff you can only get if you even give us just $1 a month. So we hope you had a smashing good time. Until next time, true believers.
Bye.